guys, what's up? What's going on? I am Tracy Warner. Welcome to my shop. I thought I'd do a little intro video here to kind of introduce myself a little bit and what I hope to do with this channel. I'm new to the YouTube thing, not a real technical kind of guy, so I'm just kind of winging this. I pretty much build anything I can think of, really. Anything from metal, wood, fiberglass, wiring. I'm a jack of all trades kind of guy. There really is no limit to where I'm gonna, oh, that's too scary or something like that. I'll always push my creativity and my limits to see just how far I really can go. I am by no means a master of anything or an expert of anything. Most of everything I know is from just flat out experience, trial, error. Generally, most of my ideas work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And if not, I already know ways of improving it so that it will work the next time. One thing you will notice is I do not have a whole lot of expensive tools. So I hear all the time where people are like, I don't have this tool, I don't have that tool. I have a lot of tools. But one way or another, I make it work, no matter what it is. If there's, you got to have this tool to do this job, and I don't have that tool, I'm going to figure out a way around it, some way or another. None of my tools that I have are the high quality, high dollar tools by any means whatsoever. I got a few that are somewhat nice. I think my nicest tools I have is, I got a couple of DeWalt's, got 2 drills and an impact driver. Other than that, everything I got's pretty well, for the most part, knockoffs, cheapos, whatever. And in my theory, you're much better to have a cheap tool than to not have one at all. And in my experience, just having a cheap tool, you use that for a little bit, especially if it's a tool you're not very familiar with, then you get familiar with it over time as you're using it, and then once that breaks down on you, then you can go out, look at them nice tools, and decide, if it's time for you to get that nice tool. And now because you have a little experience with that tool, you now know some features that you want to make sure you get on your next tool, or ones you would like to get. And that has helped out tremendously. A little bit of background on myself. I've been a mechanic for, since I've had my driver's license, pretty much, like a bunch of other people. Now I'm into the, I'll make it sound a little flashier than it actually is, but my technical job title would be an industrial propane and natural gas engine mechanic. That sounds way fancier than it actually is, but and I've done a lot of metal fabrication for quite a few years. Nothing real fancy, just weld, torch, things like that. Some of the projects are extremely big, some are small, whatever they are. I've always been a little bit into the woodworking world. I did do a summer for a contracting crew where they would do some remodels. I actually got to build a building from flat scratch. That was really awesome and a very big learning experience. Most of my woodworking is rough frame kind of stuff. Grab some 2x4, some plywood, screw it together, and there you go. It isn't until recently, over the last, I'd say probably a year, that I really started getting into the more finer woodworking, where you actually have something that you actually want to sand it, and you want to stain it, and you want to show it off to people. So that's a whole new experience for me. I do a little bit of fiberglass. I'm not great at it, but good enough to get me by. Like I said before, I am no expert. I know what I know through just trial and error, and if it works, it works. If it don't, I'll figure out a way to make it work anyway. That's pretty much my experience, and as I go through a lot of this, especially the woodworking, you'll see me do some techniques. I'm fairly new to a lot of these techniques that I'm doing. So I by no means have, years and years of experience like some of the other guys. I'm like a lot of you that are looking for first time, except I'm not quite first time, but I'm about a year into the finer stuff and several years into just the rough frame kind of stuff. Like I said before, I am not a real techie guy. This whole video and editing thing, that's all new to me. I'm still learning. So if I screw up, please, be kind, because I really have no idea what I'm doing. For the most part, I just stumble my way through it until I can figure it out and do it more consistently. And if ever you guys know a better way than what I'm doing it, I would absolutely love for you to comment on it. And it ain't so much so that I can learn, but it's for other people who are watching me trying to learn a little bit themselves. They can also learn from your experience, or your comment. So that way we're all helping each other out. One more thing I'd like to add is you'll see a lot of YouTubers, their real big goal is consistency, and you'll see them throw out a video every single week. I will do my best to do that, but I can't make any promises. If I got the project done and I got editing done, I will absolutely throw it out there. But if I don't, then I don't, and that's just going to be the way it is. I will do my best to try and come up with some kind of consistency so you guys can expect it. But I would much rather do a bigger project. That's okay. I might not release a video for 2 weeks. Well, that means I'm working on something big, and I would much rather that than having to scramble just to throw something out there just so I can have my week. You know what I mean? I'd much rather do a nice, good project for you guys. So again, I would do my best, but I can't promise you anything. Well, I figure I rambled on enough for this intro. Again, I'm Tracy Warner, and thank you for stopping by and checking this all out. Again, I'm new on YouTube, and I hope to see you guys for many, many, many more videos. So thank you.